Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Quest V. Last episode, Bean and Pappas arrived in Reinhart, where Pappas was tasked with guarding Prince Henry, the eldest son of the King of Reinhart. Henry has a stepbrother, a younger brother named Dale. After Henry was born, not long after he was born, his mother passed away, so the king remarried, and the current queen had a son, Dale, and she wants Dale to inherit the throne. And I think a lot of people want Dale to inherit the throne because Henry's kind of a mischief maker. Not a lot of people tend to like Henry. So I guess the king was afraid something would happen to Henry, so he hired Pappas to basically guard the prince. And Bean was trying to become his friend, but what ended up happening was some ruffians came and they kidnapped the prince. And actually, it might have seemed like the queen was involved. So we don't know for sure, but we do know that the ruffians took the prince to this cave in the northeast. Pappas went on. He was in such a hurry that he left without us. So we're gonna have to do the first part of this dungeon by ourselves. So this is where all the armor and weaponry that we picked up in Reinhart is going to come in handy. So we got a few new enemies. We got 4 new enemies actually. These dark guys are the first one. Other enemies that are in this area that will basically be off-screening include the brownies and the baby newts that we ran into outside. Speaking of outside, there was a swamp, and we tried to read the sign, and it said like, but Bean couldn't read it. It's funny, we can come back later on in the game when Bean does know how to read, and basically the thing just says stay out of swamps. So yeah, you need a spell Step Guard to protect you from damaged tiles. If you're familiar with some of the other Dragon Quest games, you would know what Step Guard is. You saw that in all the other Dragon Quests. Like I said, it just prevents you from taking damage. So we're taking quite a bit of damage here, so this is where those medical herbs that we've been storing up throughout this adventure here are going to come in handy. Bean also has the heal spell and the heal more spell, so I'll let Bean drop a little bit further before healing him. But once we get Pappas again back in our party, it'll be just like when we were adventuring on the overworld with Pappas. He will basically heal Bean whenever Bean takes damage in a fight. He won't, however, heal Barongo, so you're going to have to keep Barongo healed with either your own herbs or Bean's magic. So here we learned that these people, I guess they were hired to not just kidnap Prince Henry, but also murder him, get rid of him. But instead of doing that, they decided, hey, there's this group of people who are interested in child slaves, and they're gonna sell him so that basically can get rid of the prince and gain some money at the same time. Like that guy said, 2 birds and 1 stone. So wow, what a bunch of evil people. Too bad we couldn't fight them right then and there. But we're gonna run into an even more evil group of people a little bit later. We found a strength seed. Now we're gonna lose a lot of these items temporarily at the beginning of the next generation, but we will get them back, so I'm going to just hold on to that strength seed until I can, save scum the max out. So we head in here. We could go up to the north there, but then we just we end up in a jail cell, and we notice Prince Henry, but we can't reach Prince Henry's cell because there's water blocking the way. We're gonna have to find a boat, and that boat is along this path here. Of course, before we find the boat, we'll end up finding Pappas. We saw him. He was battling looked like 3 enemies: a slime knight, a magician, and something else. Use that antidote herb we got. Bean also should have the antidote spell if you level them up, as I have. We're almost here with Pappas. And last enemy is Drakey. You see Pappas fight these monsters, and they're pretty easy. Should have no problem taking them out. Pappas is extremely overpowered. we learned back in Santa Rosa that apparently Pappas has a very powerful enemy. Bean, I thought I lost you. Became all the way by yourself. Hey, you truly have grown, haven't you? It makes me so proud. Anyway, we must save the prince. You go ahead. I'll beat down anything that comes from behind us. So yeah, but Pappas is in our party. It's not like he's staying behind to guard our back. He's now in the party and as powerful as ever. A little boat here. It's kind of annoying. It's very sensitive. When you touch the side, instantly like step off. As you can see, if Bean gets hurt in battle, Pappas will heal him afterwards. He doesn't heal Barongo though, like I mentioned, so you want to keep Barongo on his feet with Bean's magic or one of those medical herbs that you got. So we got another trick bag. We saw them earlier with the skeleton monster, but we just showed the stats of the skeleton monster. Yeah, here's the trick bag. We finish the enemies off. As you see, Pappas still tearing through enemies. Bean heal up Barongo. And this dungeon ain't too big, so why the episode isn't that long. So there's no need to really save up your magic points. If you think you need to heal, you should heal up. This will be the last time we get to see Pappas' stats, so I'm just going to take a quick look at them real quick. I guess you can compare them later on with Bean's endgame stats. What's in treasure? Elven medicine. That is a pretty good healing item, so I'm going to transfer that over to Bean, because right now Bean's inventory is full. A lot of these enemies are dropping sharpened bones, those skeleton nagas, and so Bean's inventory filled up. Took you long enough to come rescue me. Well, whatever, I don't plan on returning to that castle anyhow. My brother can take this stupid throne. No one cares about me anyhow. And Papa slaps Prince Henry. What? You slapped me? How dare you? Your Highness, did you ever stop to think about how your father would take this? Your father, he... At any rate, we have to get you out of here before... Before what? Well, some bad guys appear. Looks like 3 magicians, but they should be easy to take care of. Bean, leave this to me. You take the prince and get out of here. If you try to go talk to Pappas, he just tells you to go away. And even if you're on the boat, he just gives you this message when you get close to him to take the prince and get out of here. So we'll listen to Pappas. How is he gonna get out without a boat? He took the only boat. Maybe Pappas can swim. So here we're going to rearrange our inventory. Pass that sharpened bone over to Barongo, so we can make better use of the elven medicine. And a lot is going to change, and we're unfortunately going to lose Barongo temporarily. We can get him back if you take a side quest later on in the game to get him back. We have a nice shortcut there to the beginning of the dungeon here. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the dungeon, we have this wizard here who is very, very powerful. And we get into a fight with him, and we can try as hard as we want, but we cannot defeat him. So, yeah, no matter how powerful you are, you're not going to be able to take this guy out. I even used to cheat to put myself, put Bean at max level, and yeah, you still couldn't take this guy out. So you are scripted to lose, so don't worry about healing or doing anything. You can probably just parry and make things go a little bit quicker. As you can see, Gamma's just basically laughing at us and taking his time with us, and because we basically pose no threat to him. As soon as Bean gets knocked out, well, then the battle ends, even if Barongo is still around. Gamma's gonna call 2 of his friends and stick them on Pappas. However, unlike Gamma, who we could not defeat, Pappas here is able to defeat these 2 enemies. It's kind of reminding me of the battle with Ortega in Dragon Quest III, who was fighting King Hydra. You get to see your father fighting a tough enemy. that you'll eventually fight later on in the game. So Pappas defeats these two guys, but they're still alive. However, Gemma says that unless Papa gives up, he's going to kill Bean. And so Pappas just sits back and he endures silently, as it says here. So he gets into a fight with these enemies, but because Bean's life is at stake, he does not attack back. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of Pappas. Papa said that this would be our last adventure together. He was gonna kind of retire afterwards, take some time off. Well, he was right that it's his last adventure, but not for the reasons he wanted, so... This is, of course, a very sad moment. However, eventually we will get revenge on all three of these enemies. Bean will avenge his father, Pappas. Now, even though Pappas is gonna pass away here, it's not the last time we'll see Pappas. Pappas will help us from the afterworld. And we've learned that our mother is still alive somewhere. So basically with Pappas' dying breath, he tells Bean to still search for his mother. And luckily, even though Gemma's a jerk, he did that to Pappas, he does keep his word. He does not harm Bean. At least kill him. He will harm him though, because he's going to take Bean and Prince Henry and make them slaves in this cult. And he takes that golden ore that we found back in the Lenore Castle. Remember, after we saved the prince, the queen and the king, the golden ore fell and we got it. But yeah, Gemma's destroyed it. And he has forced us, Bean and Henry, into 10 years of slavery. So this is where Generation 1 ends, and Generation will pick up 2 here as Bean basically as a teenager, 16 years old, as a slave here with King Henry. Take care, have a good one, see you in the next episode. Bye!